Hey everybody, the Kings with a 7-game homestand opening tonight against Memphis. They lead at the break 65-54. The Kings starting backcourt finally showing up in this game. Monk and Levine combining for 31 of the 65 points, Jerry. An outstanding half for the Kings. Maybe other than the turnovers, really nothing to get too down on. I think they a little careless with the ball at times. 9 turnovers, a little too much, but other than that, an outstanding half.
Yeah, I point to the defense. I think that's the most active that I've seen the Kings defense all year, and they really have turned over the Grizzlies a lot. And they have really the ball pressure has been consistent. It's allowed them to get out in the open court, and it's also the best ball movement. I think that the ball really isn't sticking. You're seeing a lot of guys moving the ball, getting good shots. Excellent half. Just got to see another half, just like
Yeah,
it.
yeah, Jerry, the Kings in the first quarter turned over Memphis 6 times in 7 possessions. As part of the success on offense, do you think that has to do with the pace that the Kings are playing at?
Oh, I do. I mean, certainly that's the way Memphis wants to play too. But right now the Kings are better at it, and a lot of it is just like say getting at some open court opportunities. I think has been a real key. But and then the second unit, Laravia and Keon Ellis, they've been terrific. I thought Devin Carter really showed up defensively, created some things, but I thought the depth of the Kings, the things we'd wanted to see from that second unit, the activity was very good.
This is a game you have to win on the opening of the homestand. They don't have Ja Morant. They don't have Pippen. They got guys out of the lineup. I mean, you must win this game. This sets up the table. You got so many tough teams coming in after tonight. I actually, call me crazy, I think this is going to be the easiest of the 7 games. Memphis has not been playing well. They're only 5-5 in their last 10, and the Kings jumped on them in the first half. I love what I saw. Let's see if they can play 24 minutes of solid basketball.
Yeah, I agree with that. Other than the Bulls, I mean, really, the Bulls are playing a little better, but I
Yeah,
think
they are.
the Grizzlies are the better team. But as you said, they're missing also Santi Aldama, which is
Yes.
Right.
really a good player. So they've
Yeah.
got kind of 3 key guys out, but that's been their strength all year. They play 10, 11 guys, so
Yep.
they've got plenty of guys. But the only thing I do think where they really miss a guy like Morant is the Kings' defensive pressure is really taking them out of what they want to do, and Morant's probably the only guy that can break people down.
Yeah, Memphis is at the bottom of the league in turnovers. So keep that pressure up. I think what we're seeing successful. Here's the other thing that goes along with the energy, Jerry. It's the physicality. Domantas Sabonis only had 1 rebound in that half, yet the Kings were only down 1 on the boards.
Yeah, it's one of those things too, where a lot of long rebounds, when there were rebounds, or like you say, so many turnovers, there wasn't that many shots sometimes. So,
Yeah.
But it's simply the efforts there, and of course, Domas missed some time with a cracked head, so
Yeah.
which is pretty typical.
Feel bad for the other guy.
Yeah. Jaren Jackson has 3 fouls. If he picks up his 4th foul early, the Memphis Grizzlies are in trouble. Not that he did a lot of damage in the first half, but, with all the other players that Memphis is playing without, they cannot afford to have Jackson off the floor for too long. I like what I saw in that first half. I think defense, as you said, really nice, active, and the Kings playing with a lot of energy tonight. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. They lacked some energy over the last week, and I thought that there were too many spells during the game where you were like, what's going on? Is the team trying? They look lackluster. There wasn't 1 minute of this first half where I thought the Kings were, lacking energy or were going through the motions. This was what you need to see the rest of the year.
Especially in that first quarter. We've seen so many just absolutely pitiful first quarters, defensively especially. And tonight, they really came out and got after it early. And I think a real key is going to be in the second half is the second unit again. You really got to get a boost of energy because at the pace of the game, you're going to have a second unit that performs.
Yeah, I think that, and I'm going to say the pace altogether. If the Kings slow down and go into that isolation mode that we saw in the second half in Denver and we saw in other games, that's going to hurt them terribly in this one. I think they've got to keep pushing on made baskets, Jerry, pushing the ball down the court, doing what they've been taught to do from the start of the season.
Oh, couldn't agree more. I mean, pressure on the ball, really fast pace, get the ball movement, people movement, not so much dribbling and watching. So do this just like you saw in the first half, more of the same.
Yeah. I was going to say every starter in the first quarter, or every player for the Kings in the first quarter, in the positive or equal on the plus minus. Every player from Memphis, negative.
Yeah, that's a big time stat right there. I like the Kings in this one, 127-111. I think they're going to pull away in the second half. I think they're going to make this game a breather. They're going to be coasting here with 6 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. This game will be over. So I'm picking Sacramento to win this game, 127-111. Rhino?
I think it's going to be a little bit less scoring, but I'm going to say Sacramento 116, Memphis 102.
Sacramento 125, Memphis 117.
Oh,
all right. I just Memphis, they have a lot of grit. They don't quit, but with their guys out of the lineup tonight, if this game gets a little bit more lopsided, I think they'll coast. I really do. And again, they're not playing well right now. I think the Kings can bury them here in the second half, and they need to. I mean, the Kings need one of these games. They need a confidence boost. This team over the last week, awful basketball after the Clippers game, the Knicks game, the Warriors game, the Suns game. This team needs a boost of confidence.
Yeah, and you got to be aware of the, one thing about Taylor Jenkins, a coach, he's very good at halftime adjustments. And
yes.
This is a team, that we're going to see what they got here early on if they can get back in the game. So it'd be great to stretch it out a little bit after the half.
Yeah, number one, don't leave Jalen Wells. Don't leave him anywhere on the court. But
that kid can shoot, can't he? I mean, nice for a second-round pick out of Sonoma State.
Yeah, he sure can. Jerry, I have a question about guarding Zach Edey. Not very many doubles sent his way. I think that's the right way to do it. Just keep Sabonis on him. How about you?
Oh, yeah. You don't want to double him. Fact is, you wouldn't mind him going to him a little more. I mean, I like Zach as a rookie. He's got a role in this league, but maybe in a few years you might need to double him, but not now.
Yep.
The Timberwolves lost in overtime. They've been playing great. They had their win streak snapped against Indiana in overtime. Indiana playing without some key guys, and they still went into Minnesota and won, so their losing streak is snapped. Kings aren't going to catch Minnesota. They're too far ahead. They got 40 wins. Phoenix is clobbering Toronto at the half, 63-40. I got to tell you, there are times I watch the Suns, and they don't even look like they give a damn. I mean, that defense against the Lakers the other night was an embarrassment. I mean, it was absolutely embarrassing. They didn't look like they wanted to even be on the floor.
Yeah, really, I agree with that. I mean, so much of the season it's been that way to where they look like a team that's just waiting to get the ball on offense. They don't mind giving up an easy shot just so they can get back and get their shots up, and that's not a very good way to win.
Nope. And the Warriors are playing Denver. Denver playing without Murray and Jokic tonight, and that game has just gone to the half, and it is Denver with a surprising lead of 62-50 without Jokic and without Murray. That's kind of surprising. They could put 62 points up against the Warriors who've been playing so well.
Yeah, sometimes, boy, I tell you, that is amazing in this league where a couple of guys get chances to play, and they're fresh, and the opposition is saying, "Oh, they don't have this guy and that guy. We're going to have it easy," and well, you don't.
And
I think the league. Hey, Ryan, I want to just add this. I think the league is trending really the wrong direction right now. This is once again becoming a problem in the NBA. So much so that the NBA has had to come out and talk about investigating Oklahoma City and other teams that are resting players. They did it with Cleveland the other night. They're doing it with Oklahoma City. Jazz got fined $100,000. This is what is plaguing the NBA. It's just even if some of these guys are legitimately hurt, the perception going on is hurting this league. It's hurting the ratings. It's hurting the popularity of the league. This is really a problem for the NBA. It's just a joke. It really is.
Well, it's got to start from the beginning, in my opinion, Jerry. They don't take the reporting serious when it comes to, is he questionable day to day? It can change on the flip of a dime. So when guys start sitting and you start slapping hands, it's inconsistent.
Well, my mind is that you shouldn't miss a game unless you're injured. Period.
Yep.
That's it. And really that. The league itself's got to be aware that people pay money to see main guys play, stars. So when stars sit, that is really serious stuff. And, there needs to be, I've always said the league needs to have their own set of doctors to send out and check on guys, because,
it's a joke.
People pay a lot of money to see tickets, and like I say, that's one of the things I admired about Jordan so much. He really felt an obligation to play every night because he said, so people pay a lot of money and they expect to see me, and I expect to play.
Yeah. I mean, the Memphis Grizzlies tonight have a couple guys that are playing out because they're sore. They're not playing. I mean, if this was a playoff game, they'd all be playing. And if you could play in the playoffs, you should be playing tonight. It's just a joke. It's just, again, it's what's wrong with the league right now. And, here we are in the middle of the month, okay? And it's just wrong. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's just wrong. And the other part is, you don't see this in the NFL except for the last week of the regular season, which is expected. You never see this in hockey. Never, ever do you see this in hockey. You never have players in the National Hockey League sitting out because they're sore. It doesn't happen. It's not part of the culture. The NBA culture is changing to a point where soreness is an excuse for not playing anymore. And I don't quite understand that.
It's analytics, guys. It's all the tracers. It's the stuff the guys wear. It's what they need for their optimum performance. That's what it comes down to. And you know what? You know who else needs to push back is the advertisers that are paying valuable money to have ads when it's supposed to be LeBron and Jokic and Murray playing. Not there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like tonight, even John Morant not playing. Well, John's missed a whole bunch of games already this year. He missed, a whole lot last year. I mean, he really hasn't played a lot in his career, truthfully. I mean, at some point, and of course, there's rumors that he may be traded. If I were them, I'd certainly, if I could get somebody I could rely on more, it wouldn't have to be as good, but somebody close to as good you could be. I mean, for instance, I'd take Trae Young in a minute over him because Trae's available to play.
Yep.
And he's really
you're right.
Good too.
Again, 82 games a season, the league kind of sets itself up for random absences. Also, the team is trying to save players for the playoffs. No, you see, the problem is you're wrong. Okay. The problem is that this never used to be a problem. Okay. It never used to be a problem. Your greatest players of all time played every night. Unless they were injured. Stockton and Malone not only played every night, they practiced every day. Jordan played, okay? Kobe always played. The great players played. Bird played. McHale played. The bad boys of Detroit always played. Players played. The only time they didn't play is if they were legitimately injured. And oh yeah, by the way, those players that I just mentioned played into June almost every year, and there were no issues. Okay, they played all 82 games, and they played every game in the playoff. And you didn't see players, not playing. You didn't see teams having to worry about, well, gee, I got to save this guy for the playoffs. It did not happen. As Ryan says, the analytics, it's gone overboard, and again, we're getting off on a tangent. I'll just say though, it's frustrating. What's not frustrating though is watching the Kings play in that first half. That was maybe the best half of basketball we've seen this team play in a while.
Fun to watch. I mean, that was the kind of team, and that's what we thought we'd see all year. We haven't seen it. Maybe we'll see it the rest of the year, but that was a terrific half. Need another one.
Yeah, remind me of the first half in Boston. Just couldn't wait to get another 24 minutes.
All right. Hope everyone can join us at the post-game show. The beam hopefully will be lit. We'll take your phone calls. Thanks for joining us right here, and we'll talk to you in a little more than an hour on If You Don't Like That. So long for now.
Need some beam, baby.